we're praying. I'm gonna stick. There it is. There it is. Alright, we'll get the rest of this experience while we're here. Oh, come on, dude. I have Protect from range up, and you're still gonna hit me with a 17? Fuck you, dude. I already got 43. Haha. Hey, I'm Forge, and welcome back to episode 4 of Conquering the Nordlands. Before we get started, I just want to quickly thank everyone for the support I've received. I've gotten a bunch of great feedback, and I've even made a few friends along the way. If you're enjoying the series but haven't liked or subscribed, please consider doing so. It takes you about 2 seconds, but helps immensely for a tiny channel like mine. Anyways, with all of that slimy self-promotion out of the way, let's dig right into the progress. After the last episode left off, I spent a bit of time on stream grinding out 43 prayer using the Boneyard and the Wilderness Altar. As you saw in the last clip, I was slaughtered by a cold-hearted PKer promptly upon completing my goal. That's alright though, because with agility and prayer out of the way, we're almost ready to start Wilderness Slayer. In fact, there's only one other thing that I needed to do before heading over there. Make some yak pants. The yak-hide set is made during the Fremennik Isles quest, and provides protection against the special properties of ice trolls. However, yak-hide pants in particular are special. They have a range bonus of plus 10, beating out the range bonus offered by the Fremennik spined chaps, and also the green dragonhide chaps, by plus 2. Yak-hide pants are the third best range legs that I can reasonably obtain, the first being Armada legs, and the second being the Pennant skirt, both of which are quite a ways off. However, making these beautiful hairy pants requires 43 crafting, and I currently only have 16. So, I embraced my midlife crisis and took a pottery class, making bowls and pots all the way to level 30 crafting. 30 crafting unlocks the ability to spin yak hair into rope, so I happily moved over to Nata's knot. I was spinning rope for a few hours when I realized that my experience per hour was absolutely abysmal. 3 times slower than doing pottery. This is because I had to kill yaks myself in order to get the hair. For normal accounts, they can buy the hair in bulk and spin it quite quickly, and it winds up being a really good training method. But not for me. So I reluctantly returned to the pottery wheel and slaved away to level 43. Just a couple more pots here. And there's 43 crafting. Now I can move on and make those pants. Making yak-hide pants requires 1 yak-hide, 1 thread, and 1 needle. Oddly enough, using the craft good options on Thack right here doesn't skip the dialogue to tan the hide. You would think that would be what it was for, but apparently not. Another fun fact is that the thread is only consumed if you make 2 pairs of pants. Don't ask me why, that's just how it is. So I finally got all the gear I need. Got the yak-hide armor, got the iron crossbow, fleshed up a whole bunch of bolts. Even got myself a mithril kite shield. Inventory full of food, 1-click teleport out. We are ready to go do Wilderness Slayer. What? So it turns out that to get your first task from a Slayer Master, you actually have to come here and talk to Turiel. I don't know when that was added to the game, because it wasn't like that when I originally started playing, but that's the situation that we're in. The task Turiel gave me is Ghosts, which thankfully can be found aplenty inside the wilderness. Of course, I forgot to record that, so you'll just have to take my word for it that I did in fact kill those ghosts inside of the wilderness. So my first true wilderness task is Black Demons, and I have about 132 of them to kill. That's not great because Black Demons have pretty high defenses and a large HP pool, but there is an upside. Black Demons are exclusively located inside the Edgeville Wilderness Dungeon, which is pretty low-level wilderness, which means I'll be able to teleport out if a PKer shows up and tries to kill me. Unfortunately, the demons' high defenses mean that ranging them is not going to be feasible. Even with the coveted yak pants, my chance to hit with the iron crossbow is an abysmal 30%, and kills take upwards of several minutes. Thus, I decided a better plan would be to acquire currency and purchase a few thousand casts of Earthbolt, as demons in general are very weak to magic attacks. As most of the skilling options that I currently have access to provide very slow profit, I decided to put my crossbow to use by ranging ice trolls in the Yatiso mine. These trolls, unlike their mountain counterparts, drop a number of high-value items that I can sell to the shop, as well as several gear upgrades that I can use myself. Alright, so I just wrapped up about an hour, maybe an hour and a half of ranging ice trolls in the Yatiso mine, and I've got quite a haul which I'm going to try and sell for some gold to fund the Chaos Rune purchase so that we can earth bolt those black demons. Big thing here, 2 Adamant Full Helms and 2 Rune Kite Shields. Be back in just a sec with how much they're going to be worth. Alright, so I sold everything of value and came out with 50k. I'm going to head back to the Ice Trolls and do that for a little bit longer because I want about 100k before I head out to the Mage Arena shop. Oh my god. With the cash I made from trolls, I was able to afford about 1,000 casts of Earthbolt. Definitely not enough to complete the entire task, but I wouldn't want to be hanging out in the wilderness with 5,000 Chaos Runes anyways. After farming up an Earth Staff from Earth Warriors, I set off for the Black Demons. The first safe spot I chose was right next to the Air Obelisk ladder, which led to some interesting encounters. This guy is in... he can attack me. Oh shit, he did this. Later, dude. Wow. That was like a 200 IQ move, dude. What a man. So, I moved to a new safe spot in a lower wilderness level, just out of sight of the Air Obelisk ladder, and pushed on, getting 49 magic before running out of runes. All in all, it took 2 trips of 1,000 Earthbolt casts, plus a bit of ranging to make it to 30 Slayer. This is an important milestone because I've been thinking about a better way to do Wilderness Slayer. So far, I've been operating under the assumption that the best crossbow I can access prior to Rune is the Iron Crossbow. But that assumption was incorrect. The Wilderness is one of only 2 places that Ents, a monster that I didn't even know existed, can be found. Ents are interesting because they do not drop loot in the traditional manner. Instead, upon death, they transform into a log that you can chop to obtain a variety of noted logs based on your woodcutting level. Through Ents, I can obtain a maple log and thus fletch my own mithril crossbow. Now you might be thinking, hey Forge, I'm a total scrub and even I know that Ents don't require a Slayer level to kill. And you'd be right. 30 Slayer isn't important because of the Ents. It's important because it lets me kill these fiery boys. See, getting the maple log is only one battle in the war that is making my own mithril crossbow. The hard part is getting 56 smithing in order to make my own mithril limbs. In the past, I've trained smithing by mining ore outside Releka, then running all the way into town to smelt at the furnace and use the anvil. But there's a better way. A hotter way. The superheat way. Instead of spending 5 minutes mining 24 iron ore, only to get bent over the furnace by Chris Wilson, I mean RNGesus, for 5 iron bars, I can buy all the iron and coal I'll ever need right from the Yatiso ore shop, smelt it right there with superheat, hammer it into stuff right there on the anvil, and alch it right there with the fire staff I'm going to get from, you guessed it, Pyre Fiends. So, I went and got the staff, then started doing the math on how many nature runes I'd need. Assuming that I'd be doing steel for most of the way, I estimated that I would need just shy of 5,000 nature runes to cover each superheat, plus 1 extra rune to alch the completed item. Thankfully, nature runes are pretty easy to come by in Releka, as there is a nature rune chest located on the 2nd floor of the helmet shop. Stealing from that chest requires a thieving level of 28, so I quickly grinded out the required levels at the easy chest next door to the workshop. Well, let me tell ya. This grind is nowhere near the longest grind I've had to do on this account, but man, it was by far the worst. It takes about 2 seconds to loot the nature rune chest, and it takes about 10 seconds for that chest to respawn. The wiki says 15 seconds, but it's wrong. To make things even more annoying, the chest is a completely different game entity during the respawn period. If you try to be sneaky by opening a right-click menu while the chest is respawning, you're out of luck, as clicking search for traps does nothing once it actually does respawn. And remember all those great things I said about the ore shop on Yatizo? Well, forget about it, because there are bots on every world. And I mean every world. Oftentimes, there's more than one. On several occasions, I noticed 3 bots competing for the stock of this shop. If you're ever wondering why iron and coal prices are so low, look no further than the Yatizo ore shop bots. Oh, and by the way, competing with the bots for ore is still significantly faster than mining it myself, so I got to sprinkle that extra bit of frustration across the 12 hours it took me to complete this leg of the grind. But I did it anyways, locking in 56 smithing, and getting 60 magic, 49 thieving, and 55 mining along the way. During this grind, I also improved my street cred, bought myself an archer's helm, and packed in a maze random. Alright, this is the first maze random that I've had in like 3 weeks. Alright, so I want chaos runes from this, or even death runes if I get that lucky. Let's see. Oh, damn. Actually, that is really good for all the smithing training that I'm doing. So I'm totally okay with this. Then, all that was left was the quick 4-hour fletching grind. I hit the 1k total milestone at 48 fletching. Alright, so I've been woodcutting for a while working on my fletching grind, and with this final log, we have a milestone coming in. Awkward silence. 60 woodcutting. Now cut yew trees, if I had any. Alright, after 12 hours of smithing, 12 hours of stealing nature runes from the chest in Roleka, and an additional 4.5 hours of fletching, it's finally here. One more willow longbow gets us 54 fletching, and I can now make mithril crossbows and mithril crossbow bolts. So we're gonna go wrap up our Wilderness Slayer task and then kill some Ents for maple logs. Alright, I do want to take a quick moment while completing this farm run to let you guys know that I am streaming on Twitch 4 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. The full schedule's up on the screen right now. If you're interested in keeping up with the account's progress on a more regular basis and just hanging out with us over in the stream, feel free to drop on by. This ad is brought to you by Level 3 Farming. Alright, so after a long, arduous task that involved buying like 500k worth of runes and a giant smithing and fletching grind, this is it. This is finally the last Black Demon. The task is done. Completed 1 wilderness task. 34 Slayer. I'm pretty close to the next one, so moving on. 75 bears. That is super easy, and I am hyped as hell. Doesn't it look grand? Alright, third task coming up. Magic axes. This one isn't too bad, but it is kind of a pain because I have to steal a lockpick from rogues in order to get into the magic axe hut. Now. It takes like all of my concentration to do this. Oh great. Well, we're dead. You know, I could have not done that. I probably could have got away. I can still potentially get away. Oh my god, the webs are open. Oh my god, I made it. That is insane. Let's do that, yeah, and this. This is the same guy, I think. So he's gonna get PJ'd. I don't have prayer this time, though. 65 attack for the leaf-bladed battle axe. I really have to kill this thing like ASAP. There we go. Haha! I got away. I honestly didn't know if that was gonna happen, but he went the wrong way around the building and I just fucking dodged him. For farming. Racking up 60 ranged here. AFK farming ice trolls between slayer tasks. Alright, and that's all she wrote for this video. It is currently 2:30 in the morning and I have been editing for something like 12 hours. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, and if you've been watching all my videos and you haven't already liked and subscribed, do me a favor and do that. It does help me out a lot. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in 2 weeks. Have a good one.